Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you is the moment every Democrat in America prayed would never arrive. Just a few months ago on HBO's Real Time, Bill Maher, he stood there under the studio lights and delivered one of the most brutal monologues of his entire career. He warned loud and clear that socialism wasn't creeping into the Democratic Party, it was sprinting. He showed Venezuela, he showed North Korea, he showed the collapse of Vermont's single-player system. He told the left, "This is where your ideology leads." The crowd roared, guys. I mean, the clip went viral. Democrats shrugged it off. But tonight, Maher's warning comes true in real time because New York City, the biggest liberal fortress in the country, is now on the verge of electing its first full-blown Democratic Socialist of America mega mayor, Zohran Mamdani. Now, let me tell you something, guys. The panic inside the Democratic Party right now, this is unlike anything that we've seen since 2016 Hillary Clinton's meltdown, okay? Moderates are terrified. Progressives are celebrating. Immigrant communities are completely confused. And conservative media, well, they've got their number one target gift wrapped for the 2026 midterms. Now, this isn't just about one mayoral race. No, this is about a political earthquake that is shaking the largest city in the United States under President Donald J. Trump, while the Democrats watch helplessly as their own creation devours them from the inside. Because Maher isn't exaggerating. No, Bill Maher was not fear-mongering. He was predicting exactly what's happening right now. Tonight, we're breaking it all down. Hit the like button and subscribe. Let's start with what ignited this entire political wildfire. Bill Maher's now infamous real-time segment. This wasn't some soft critique. This wasn't friendly fire. This was a political carpet bombing of one of the left's most recognizable cultural voices. Now, Bill Maher, he walked his audience through the cold, brutal reality that socialism has never succeeded. Not once in any nation that has tried it. He didn't just say it, he showed it. He put up satellite images comparing capitalist South Korea, glowing with life and prosperity, to socialist North Korea, shrouded in darkness. He reminded viewers that in 1990, Venezuela was wealthier than Poland, up until Poland embraced capitalism and Venezuela embraced 21st century socialism, which turned into the same old disaster: inflation, shortages, blackouts, and mass exodus. He even pointed to Bernie Sanders' own backyard, Vermont, where single-payer health care collapsed almost instantly under its own cost. And the audience, they roared. Because deep down, even Democrats know the truth. Their far left wing is playing with political fire. Maher wasn't mocking Republicans, he was warning his own party. And what makes this moment explosive is simple. Within months, the very scenario that Maher predicted began unfolding in real time. Now enters Zohran Mamdani, the man who is turning Maher's warning into a living, breathing political crisis for the Democrat Party. Mamdani isn't a moderate, he isn't a centrist, he isn't even a progressive in the Elizabeth Warren mold. He is a Democratic Socialist of American ideologue, proudly aligned with the same movement that pushed Bernie Sanders and AOC to the national stage. And now, in late 2025, he is surging toward becoming the next mayor of New York City, the largest, most influential liberal stronghold in America. Now, his platform reads like a socialist wish list. Rent freezes across the board, free public transportation, punishing tax hikes on high earners, massive expansions of government welfare programs, and this ideological push to remake New York into a model of democratic socialism. But here's the part that terrifies establishment Democrats. Mamdani isn't hijacking the party from the outside. He is rising from within it. He is the direct result of years of pandering to the far left base, and all of a sudden, the monster that they nurtured is now the front runner to take control of America's most iconic city. This is the exact ideological shift that Bill Maher warned about, and Democrats know it. Every now and then, someone says, "I can't believe it was that easy." That's the sound of a Medicare breakthrough, and this is why I partner with Chapter. They turn confusion into clarity faster than you think. One viewer told me 30 minutes and I saved hundreds, and another viewer here on the channel said, "Hey Ron, I called Chapter on Sunday, 5-minute wait. Scott was great, saved me money." I love it. So let me ask, how long will you wait for your breakthrough? Now, most people already had theirs by calling the phone number at the bottom of your screen or by visiting askchapter.org/Ron. That phone number again is 909 209-563-8279. So now the question becomes, why is Bill Maher trending again? Why did his clip suddenly explode back onto the internet months after it was first aired? This is because the rise of Zohran Mamdani is the real world manifestation of Maher's exact warning. You see, Maher told his audience point blank that democratic socialism always sounds great on a dating profile. Free this, free that, equality for all, but collapses the second that it meets economic reality. And what is Mamdani offering New York City? Free transit, frozen rents, mass redistribution, the very policies that Bill Maher showcased as catastrophic in Venezuela, as disastrous in North Korea, and as failed in Vermont. The parallels are uncanny. Now, Democrats are terrified because Mamdani isn't just another AOC. He is potentially the most powerful socialist politician in modern American history, a mayor of a mega city, not just a member of Congress. And moderates inside the party privately admit that if Mamdani wins, which he did, it proves Bill Maher was right. The socialist takeover isn't creeping, it's already here. Now, Bill Maher didn't predict a hypothetical future. He accidentally described exactly what New York has just voted for. And that realization is sending shockwaves through the Democratic Party. Now, the moment national outlets realized that Mamdani could actually win, conservative media news outlets, they didn't just react, they detonated. According to the AP and even the Washington Post, Mamdani has become the #1 attack target on the right. And honestly, Democrats did this to themselves. Conservative commentators immediately seized on Bill Maher's monologue as ammunition. Headlines are everywhere. Socialist takeover of New York City. Democrats lose control of their own party. America's largest city is on the brink. Because for conservative media, Mamdani is a dream opponent. He's openly socialist. He's tied to DSA. His policies are radical even by New York standards. And he stepped onto the national stage at the exact moment President Trump doubled down on immigration enforcement and fiscal discipline. Now, to Republicans, this is the clearest contrast imaginable. But for Democrats, this is their worst case scenario. They know how this movie plays out. Conservative news outlets frame Mamdani as the face of the Democratic Party going into 2026. Moderate voters recoil, suburbs defect, and independents panic. Now, the fear inside the DNC right now isn't just that Mamdani wins. I mean, he already won. It's that conservatives successfully brand him as the future of the Democratic Party. So now we need to talk about the fertile soil that allowed someone like Zohran Mamdani to rise in the first place, because New York City, as of late 2025, is a pressure cooker ready to blow. Crime hasn't just plateaued, it has metastasized into the day-to-day reality of millions. The NYPD is understaffed, demoralized, and dealing with waves and waves of offenders released back onto the streets by soft on-crime policies. The housing market is a disaster, sky-high rents, a shortage of affordable units, and developers fleeing punitive regulations. And businesses, they're packing their bags too. Office vacancies are at historic highs, restaurants are closing, retail is evaporating. Add to that the historic exodus, hundreds of thousands of New Yorkers leaving the city for Florida, Texas, and even the Carolinas. They're going almost anywhere, but they're just leaving New York City. Tax revenues are dropping, city services are buckling, the subway system is overwhelmed and decaying. This is the powder keg, folks. In that environment, Mamdani's promises, free transit, rent freezes, expanded welfare, sounds like lifelines to voters who feel abandoned. New Yorkers aren't turning socialist because they love the ideology. They're turning socialist because their city is falling apart, and they're desperate for any solution that sounds immediate, dramatic, or free. And that desperation is what Democrats fear the most. But here's another force that's turbocharging Mamdani's rise, and it may be the most politically explosive of all. Immigration pressure from sanctuary city policies colliding headfirst with President Trump's second-term crackdown. New York declared itself a sanctuary city for years, welcoming migrants with open arms. But now, in 2025, that system has imploded. Shelters are overflowing. Hotels have been converted into processing centers. Schools are overwhelmed. Social services are stretched beyond recognition. And the bill? It's staggering, running into the billions. Voters see it, they feel it, they live with it daily. Mamdani's socialist message appeals to immigrant communities who feel that the city has abandoned them. He promises protection, relief, and expansive benefits. But moderates, especially outer borough families, are terrified. They already see the sanctuary policy straining their neighborhoods. They see Trump imposing federal pressure. They see New York is losing control. And Mamdani has leveraged this chaos so brilliantly. I mean, he speaks in moral absolutes, Housing is a human right. Transit is a human right. Income is a human right. For struggling immigrant families, that message resonates. Now, for moderates, it sounds like the beginning of a socialist restructure of America's largest city. This immigration-fueled ideological collision is reshaping New York politics overnight. But here's where the panic really sets in for Democrats, because Mamdani's rise isn't just a New York story. It's a national alarm bell. And the establishment knows it. If a democratic socialist of America ideologue can take over America's largest city, New York, the cultural engine of the liberal world, what is stopping this movement from sweeping to Chicago or Los Angeles or Seattle or Philadelphia or Minneapolis? How about Atlanta? Progressive activists are openly calling Mamdani's surge the model for a new wave of socialist leadership in major cities. Now, Democratic insiders are terrified because they've already seen this movie before. 2016, Bernie Sanders, the grassroots uprising that they couldn't control, the ideological split that they never resolved, the youth vote drifting hard left, the moderates aging out, the center is collapsing, and now, under the second Trump presidency, Democrats cannot afford internal chaos. They need unity. They need discipline. But instead, they're facing the beginning of a civil war inside their own party. Moderates versus socialists, realists versus idealists, pragmatics versus activists. Now, since Mandani won, it proves that the far left doesn't need permission anymore. They don't need endorsements. They don't even need party elites. They won on their own, and they reshaped the Democratic Party from the ground up. And that right there, that terrifies the establishment more than losing to Republicans. So what made Bill Maher's monologue so devastating, and why is it now resurfacing? This is because he didn't just critique policy. He drew historical parallels that hit deep emotional chords, especially among older immigrants. Bill Maher reminded Americans that authoritarianism rarely begins with tanks rolling down the street. It begins with utopian promises like the ones that Mamdani has campaigned on. He pointed to Venezuela, once wealthy, destroyed by the 21st century socialism. He showed the Soviet model where lofty equality gave way to repression and misery. He highlighted North Korea, where state control started with economic promises and ended with starvation and fear. Now, these comparisons aren't abstract for millions of Americans. They are personal. Their parents fled Cuba, the USSR, Cambodia, Venezuela, Eastern Europe. Their grandparents risked everything to escape systems that promised fairness but delivered suffering. And now, as Mamdani rises in New York with the same ideological branding, those memories resurface. Now, for many immigrant families, Mamdani isn't a political candidate. He's a warning, a pattern, a deja vu. This is why Bill Maher's rant hit so hard. He wasn't fear-mongering. He was diagnosing a cycle that history has repeated over and over again. And seeing that cycle reappear in America's largest city, that's the nightmare scenario that Bill Maher hoped to prevent. Now, here's the part of the story that the media doesn't want to touch. The cultural split inside the Democratic base exposed by Bill Maher himself. So when Maher delivered that anti-socialism monologue, his live studio crowd erupted in applause. They cheered him. They agreed with him. They knew that he was speaking the truth. But the moment that the clip hit social media, Democrat activist class, they turned on him like wolves. They called him a right-winger, a sellout, a Fox News puppet. They accused him of platforming conservative narratives. And that divide right there, it tells you everything about where the Democratic Party stands in 2025. Maher's traditional liberal audience, older voters, moderates, suburban professionals, they're exhausted by the far left takeover. They don't want socialism. They don't want free for all immigration. They don't want rent freezes, wealth taxes, or government engineered utopias. They want stability. But the online left, the TikTok activists, the DSA chapters, the AOC aligned youth movement, they see Maher as the enemy. They want ideological purity. And anyone who questions the movement gets excommunicated. This is why Maher's warning matters. It exposed a party at war with itself, where even longtime liberal voices get devoured for stating obvious truths. And Mamdani's rise proves the far left reaction. It now holds the power. And finally, the piece that the national media desperately tries to bury. President Donald J. Trump's second-term agenda is the backdrop that changes everything. You see, Trump isn't just enforcing immigration law, he's reshaping the national political map. His crackdown on sanctuary cities, his pressure on federal funding, his expansion on ICE operations, it all puts cities like New York into a direct collision with their own policies. And Mamdani is stepping forward as the symbol of resistance, offering socialist redistribution as an antidote to Trump's law and order governance. Republicans are thrilled. Democrats are horrified. To Trump and his supporters, Mamdani is the perfect example of what they've been warning about for years: a Democratic Party drifting into failed ideological experiments. They're already preparing ads. I mean, this is what Democrats want for America. Look at New York. Look at the collapse. For Democrats, the nightmare is simple. Mamdani becomes the face of their party heading into the 2026 midterms, alienating moderates, independents, and suburban families across the country. America now stands at a crossroads. Capitalism versus socialism, exactly as Maher had warned, and now that warning is materializing in the largest city in the United States, in the Big Apple. History isn't repeating, it's accelerating.